that. And so if I am so focused on staying on the line, I can't fulfill my assignment. But my God is big enough to handle my fault, my strokes, screw-ups, my mess-ups, because he's already prepared for what I might do. He knows what I'm going to do before I do it, and he already made preparation for me before I get there. What follows darkness is light. That darkness is the indicator that light is getting ready to shine. So there it is in Genesis, when darkness was upon the face of the deep, and God in the spirit form moved upon the face of the waters, and then God said, let there be. Because darkness precedes the light. Are you understanding what I'm saying? But he needs the darkness there so that God can move upon the face of the deep, so that the shift can take place. Listen, look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor that shift take place in the darkness. Oh, y'all didn't hear what I just said. Everybody's not going to see the shift that's happening. They see the chaos, but they don't see the shift. They see all the craziness going on in your life, but they don't understand that underneath the darkness, God is moving in secret. He's moving in quiet. He's moving in the hidden places. He's moving in the cracks and the corners and the crevices. He's moving in places that you cannot see. And when the light comes, they're going to see a new order. Afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
Thank you for joining us. Please take a moment and like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. If you are finding value in these enrichment sessions, please consider supporting this page financially. Your donations allow us to continue to provide spiritual enlightenment, self-exploration, and kingdom knowledge. Also, consider becoming a partner because partnerships have this privilege. As a partner, you'll be able to attend our annual Partners Only Summer Summit, join us for our 6 a.m. virtual daily guided meditation sessions, weekly advanced empowerment sessions, regular prophetic insights and instructions, 30% discount on all Emerge books and merchandise, and a custom Emerge t-shirt. You'll also gain full access to the private Emerge Movement community page as well as group chats. Once again, thank you for watching.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Emerge Empowerment Session. I am so glad that you decided to join us this morning. I'm your host, Isaac J. Miles Sr., and I'm going to be giving to you some information that I know that will empower you, it will strengthen you, it will equip you with the tools that are necessary for you to begin to cultivate, create, and curate the kind of life that you desire. I'm going to ask you to do something for me right here at the very top real quickly. If you don't mind, please, everybody just like this video, those of you who are on with me right now, and share it on your page. Every time you share it, you begin to notify other people that follow your page that we're on the air, and they can join the conversation as well. But it also helps to keep the algorithm expanding our reach on this particular platform. Whether you're on Facebook or watching us on YouTube Live, when you begin to share, then you help to expand the reach of this platform. So I'm asking all of you that are on, please take a moment, like and share, and then also tag. Those of you who are on Facebook, you can tag your friends and family and cousins and invite them to come over and be a part of the conversation as well. It is absolutely wonderful to see each and every single one of you, and I appreciate your support and thank you for tuning in to be with us this morning. You have to forgive my voice. It's just been going a little bit in and out, the change of weather, and I guess how much I run my mouth as well. But so I'm going to press through and try and make sure that we do a good presentation this morning, despite the fact that my voice sounds really crappy right about now. So if you'll excuse that and just kind of bear with me. I do want to make mention to those of you who are watching, especially those of you who have not yet partnered with the Emerge movement, that you should consider becoming an Emerge partner. Partnership has its privileges. There is so much going on in the Partners Portal that I wish that I could just tell you all about it, and that I could expose you to some of the things that we are teaching and explaining, and that I am giving to those who are partners with the Emerge movement. I get into subjects and delve into the depths of things that here we can only glance the surface with on this general platform. But for those who are partners, they know that we get into the deep, the down, dirty, nitty gritty, and we begin to really uncover some things. And we are helping to transform lives. We're creating prosperous, successful, productive people in the partner portal. And so that's the place you want to be. Not to mention the fact that we have our annual Partners Summit that's coming up. It's called the Ignite Partners Summit. It is coming up in this summer in July the 12th through the 14th. And it's going to be absolutely amazing, but it is only for the partners. And so you have to be a partner with the Emerge movement in order to attend this particular summit, where we'll get a chance to meet face to face. I'll get a chance to shake your hand and pray and impart some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to you. And then we're going to have just outright fun. Trust me, we are going to have an absolute ball at the Partner Summit. So it has its privileges. We also have morning meditation every single morning at 6 a.m. in the Partner Portal. For those of you who will want to be able to set your intentions for the morning and take part in the collective energy of like-minded individuals, then you should join us for our morning meditation every single morning at 6 a.m. only in the partner portal. But as I also discussed to you, that we also have our diving deep sessions. That's every Wednesday in the partner portal. We get together to have conversations in depth on a level, again, that we don't discuss out here on the general platform every Wednesday at 8 p.m., but it is only in the partner portal. And so you might be saying, well, goodness, this sounds really good, but that's not even everything. You also get a discount on all of the merchandise that Emerge has to offer. We also give you a free t-shirt just for being a part of the Emerge family. There are so many privileges with becoming a partner with the Emerge movement. And so I would encourage you to consider becoming a partner today. It's very simple. All you have to do is send me an email to the email address that you see on your screen right now and include 3 simple words: I want in. The moment that you send me your email and I receive it, I'll send you out a partner packet with all of the details about what the Emerge movement is all about, along with a partnership agreement. You simply sign that agreement and send it back, and that's it. You are in, and you become a part of the Emerge movement. I invite you, I encourage you to take advantage of that and become a part of the Emerge movement. All right. I also want to make sure that I make you aware again. I am so happy and so pleased and so proud to announce that I have 3 new books that I've published just recently. They're on your screen right now. The Alchemy of Abundance, Exploring the Esoteric Science of Money, Rediscovering Your Identity and Embracing Your Divinity, Volume 1. This is a book that's been 12 years in the making. And it's volume 1 because I couldn't put everything into the one book. I didn't want to make it so long that it would become a little bit tedious to try and read all of it. So I decided to release it in volume 1, and then there'll be a volume 2 and a volume 3 that will follow. This is a powerful book that helps you to really begin to understand who you are, why you're here, what you're capable of, your infinite capacity that you have as a divine expression of God. And then finally, the mysteries of prosperity, that is dealing with the 6 laws of abundance. And we discuss in detail those 6 laws of abundance that are there. They are all available on Amazon right now. You can go to Amazon and purchase both the paperback, or you can get the digital copy of the book, the ebook, and download it to your Kindle or your other device and watch it and read it rather right there on your device. Either way, you are helping to support this platform, and you are empowering yourself with wisdom, knowledge, insight, and revelation that is guaranteed to bless your life. So I encourage you to go over to Amazon, just type in my name, Isaac J. Miles Sr., and you will see these books come up along with 3 other books. I've written a total of 6 books that are all right there on Amazon that you're able to download at your pleasure. Okay, I also want to make clear, make clear, make the announcement for those of you who are saying, I need someone to give me a little bit more hands-on help, a little more hands-on assistance and guidance along the way as I'm trying to navigate this 3-dimensional existence that we call life. Well, I offer one-on-one coaching. A one-on-one life coaching that will empower you, strengthen you, and encourage you, and give you strategies to begin to build and create the life that you desire. It is one-on-one intense coaching that is designed to empower you with the tools necessary to be successful. It is uniquely designed for and geared toward your particular gifting, your proclivity, your vision, and the highest version that you have for your life. You can begin to schedule your appointment today by simply writing to the email address again that's on your screen and requesting it. So the sessions are $100 per hour. But if you are a partner with Emerge, it is $70 per hour. So I encourage you, those of you in seeking out mentorship and life coaching and direction and guidance, to schedule your appointment and do it today. All right, so let's get into our teaching for this morning. Let's get into what we're going to be discussing today. And please know, as always, that you are welcome to use the comment section to ask any type of questions that you may have. Ask me to repeat something if I happen to move through it too quickly. I know I tend to talk pretty fast. Or to make your own comments and contributions so that we're able to have a robust dialogue back and forth around our central theme for today. Today, we're going to be talking about go get your life back. And we are centering on specifically the universal pattern for success. The universal pattern for success. Now, those of you who have watched me on a continuing basis, you've been a consistent viewer and supporter of this particular platform. You've heard me have this conversation before, and some of the terminologies and some of the principles and practices you've probably heard before. But I felt an urgency to really begin to hone in and drill down on these particular things from a very clear, comprehensive perspective, because I just know that we are in the time, in the year 2024, where you have one of the greatest opportunities for you to experience the extraordinary, that is the extraordinary, exceedingly abundantly above all you can even begin to imagine or think, manifestations of the power, presence, and the purpose of God in your life. We are in this time, this age of Aquarius, where Pluto is now sitting in Aquarius and will remain there for a period of time, and then leading up to around about the beginning of September, it will exit out for a moment and then return in November and remain there for the next 24 years. Can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's go time. For those of you who have been waiting or procrastinating or whatever your particular issue has been that has kept you from really launching out and doing the things that are necessary for you to achieve the type of massive success that you are capable of, this is the time. This is the time. Let me say that again. This is the time. There is no other time that you have experienced in your life that's greater than this one, that has more power, more creativity, more resources available to you than right now. But I do need to make something clear to every single one of you that are watching and that may be getting excited about the time that we are in. And it is a time to be excited, to anticipate the availability of anointing, strength, power, energy, force, and resources to be able to cultivate and curate the kind of life that you desire, to see all of your dreams come true, to see those things that you have envisioned begin to manifest right before you. This is an exciting time, that there is a dramatic shifting that has taken place in the collective consciousness of humanity. And all of the stars as well as the planets are aligned to provide this energy throughout the universe and all of nature. And there is emerging in you, every one of you watching me. I know it. You don't even have to tell me. I've never met you, but I know you've been feeling this emerging energy, this nudging on the inside of you that keeps reminding you that you are greater than where you are, that you are bigger than what you're experiencing, that there's something more, something bigger, something greater, something more explosive that your life is meant for, that you've had experiences in your life that were so near to your demise and seemed like they were designed to take you out, and yet when others went under, you survived, you remained, and you have become stronger. And you are reminded every single day that there is a reason that you are still here. There is a reason that you were not taken out, that the car accident or that the event didn't take you out. There is a reason that you are still feeling this urgency deep within you, coursing through your veins, pulsating inside of you. Every day you can feel it in those quiet moments that you are sitting by yourself, whether on the couch, in your car, in the driveway, or on the side of your bed. You feel this energy within you, this intuitive knowing that your life is destined for something greater and something bigger. But I do need to tell you, my friends, I need to tell you, my brothers and sisters, that nothing just happens. Lord have mercy. I just spoke a word to you right then. I don't know if you really even caught what I just said. Everybody who's watching me right now, type in the comments, nothing just happens. I need you to understand that phrase, that nothing just happens. You are not a slave to fate. You are not a slave to consequences, or not consequences rather, but coincidences and incidents, but that the things that manifest and that take place in your life are the result of some deliberate, intentional things that must take place prior to the manifestation of your dreams. A dream without the principles that we're going to discuss this morning becomes a nightmare, because nothing just happens. Just because you dream it, just because you envision it, just because you imagine it, doesn't mean that it's going to absolutely happen or unfold. Everything you think, listen to me very carefully, those of you who are watching and listening and taking notes, everything you think creates a possible reality. Did you catch what I just said? Every thought that you think, every dream, every vision that you have, it creates a possible reality. It does not create the reality, it creates a possible reality, the potential for that to become your lived experience. You have the potential, the possibility within you to experience the reality that you've imagined in your mind. But that's all that it is. It is just a possibility, and it is just the potential. Nothing just happens, but you have to apply yourself. There are certain principles and practices that you have to employ, universal patterns that you have to employ, a strategy that you have to follow if you're going to take vision and bring it to reality. If you're going to take a dream and realize it in your everyday life. It's not just going to happen because you think of it and you envision it. And I'll say this as well. at the risk of making a little people upset with me and maybe causing you to repel, it's not going to happen because your pastor prayed for you or your prophet or your bishop or your apostle. It's not going to happen just because your guru, your mentor, your life coach gives you insight, instruction, and guidance along the way. It is going to happen because you take it upon yourself to become the catalyst for the things that is necessary to create a system and a structure that will support the vision that you have in your own mind. That vision you have for your life needs the adequate structure and it needs the adequate systems in place in order to support it. Otherwise, it will vaporize and it will never materialize. If you want it to materialize, you have to be willing to employ these principles, practices, and patterns that will help you to begin to bring into manifestation that which you desire. I've said this particular scriptural text several times, and I'll repeat it again this morning. The text is found in St. John chapter 10, verse 10, that the thief cometh not but for to steal, kill, and to destroy. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about who the thief is, what those thieves are, and what they are stealing, killing, and destroying. They are stealing, killing, and destroying your vision, your version of your life, your dreams, your aspirations, and the killers are things like fear, doubt, unbelief. It's things like stinginess. Oh my goodness, I know that one stung a little bit. It's things like stinginess and anger and frustration, aggravation, and procrastination that begins to steal, kill, and to destroy. But here's the next part of the verse. The I am, that is the God that is in you, through you, and as you, has come that you might. Everybody write the word might in the comments. The word might, M-I-G-H-T, that you might. I am, the God that is in you, through you, and as you, the I am that you are the reflection of, the I am that you are made in the image and the likeness of, says that I am come, I am present, I am resident within you that you might. That means that you have the potential and the possibility. The potential and the possibility that you might, that you have the potential and the possibility to have life, and that you might have the potential and the possibility of experiencing life more abundantly. Every single one of you that are on this platform this morning, tuned into this live, I want to tell you that you have the potential and the possibility to experience life overflowing, abundant life, the greatest experience in life that you could possibly have. You have the potential and the possibility of experiencing the life you've dreamed about, you've imagined about, that you fantasized about, that you sit and you daydream about. You have the potential and the possibility of experiencing that life. And if, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, you don't experience that level, that aspect, that enormity, that expansiveness of life that you've imagined and dreamed, and even greater, it is not a devil's fault. It's not a demon. It's not a witch. It's not your mama, your grandmama, your cousin. It's not your culture, your environment. It's not your family. It's not any of these other external things. You will have no one to blame but yourself. I know. That's not what we're accustomed to hearing, especially for those of us who come out of the church community. We're always given a loophole and a scapegoat. We're always told that it's the enemy, it's the devil, it's a spirit, it's a hank, somebody working roots on you. The enemy don't want you to have this, and the enemy don't want you to have that, and the devil don't want you to do this, and the devil's trying to take that and to steal this from you, and he's trying to rob you of this, and he's attacking you, and he's always at you and always on your track, trying his best to turn you back. But I'm here to tell you that the real devil that you have to worry about is not some external being or entity running around here in some red suit, but you have to worry about the devil of your own mind, the devil of your own beliefs, the devil of your own proclivities that prevent you from experiencing or fulfilling the potential and the possibilities that are locked away, loaded and coded in your DNA. Are you hearing me? That every one of you that are listening under the sound of my voice have entered this three-dimensional plane of consciousness, loaded and coded within your DNA with everything that you need in order for you to succeed, regardless to what your mama or daddy may have told you, and regardless of the circumstances surrounding your birth. You came here loaded and coded within your DNA with everything that is necessary for you to experience the abundant life, to have the kind of abundance that you desire. You don't have to just watch it on TV or observe it in the lives of other people around you. You can experience it for yourself, and it can become a way of life, a way of existence for you, where you experience having more than enough, not just sometimes, but 100% of the time that you exist on this planet or in this plane of consciousness. But there is a responsibility. Do you hear what I'm saying? There is a responsibility that is laid at your doorstep, that is placed at your feet. There is a responsibility that you have to create the success that you want to experience for your life. My mama used to tell me that when I was growing up, nobody's going to give you nothing. This world don't owe you a thing. Please understand that you cannot keep sitting around with that welfare mentality, waiting for a handout or for someone just to put something in your hand, and then therefore, boom, you're experiencing the good life, the abundant life. That somehow you're going to marry the right person, or you're going to join the right club, or y'all not hearing what I'm saying to me. Come on now. Or you're going to scratch the right ticket or play the right number, and then boom, you're going to be living this super indulgent and prosperous life. No, ladies and gentlemen, that is not the way to prosperity. The way to prosperity and ultimate success in your life follows the employment of these spiritual principles, practices, and these patterns, the universal pattern for success. You have to go and get your life. I wish you were listening to me very carefully. I wish I was really breaking through. That's my prayer this morning, that I am really breaking through to those of you that are listening to me, that you are responsible to go get your life. If you don't go get your own life, if you don't cultivate and you don't create your own life, then someone is going to give you a life to live, and you will spend your entire existence existence on this planet living as an imposter because you are living somebody else's life. You are living somebody else's version of what your life is supposed to be. And how many of you that are watching me right now are trying to live out your daddy's version of your life, your mama's version of your life, your preacher's version of your life, your cousin, your aunties, your loved ones' versions of your life? Y'all not hearing me? Some television shows a version of your life. How many of you that are watching me right now are trying to live up to some expectations that you didn't set for yourself, but that were imposed upon you by the people around you, and says that this is what you need to aim for, and this is who you need to become, and this is who you need to be? But I'm here to tell you, your life is just that. It's your life. You are the master of your destiny. You get to choose what your life is going to look like and how you're going to live it. You have the liberty and the freedom to do and be and experience whatever you desire in this earth. You are the one who is the linchpin. You are the control. You are the catalyst for the life that you're going to experience. Stop living an accidental life because you keep falling into the expectations of the people that are around you. My God, let me repeat that again. Stop living an accidental life where you have fallen into the expectations of the people around you. And so you are living it, but you're miserable. You're living it, but you're dissatisfied and unfulfilled because you're not doing what your heart desires. You're not fulfilling your original intent for being here. You're not living in the place of your own desire, but you are living to fulfill the wants, needs, and desires of another person or another group or someone else's belief or someone else's idea of who you're supposed to be. They give you a particular title and say, now this is what this title means and this is how you're supposed to be it. Can I tell you, there is no one way of being anything? Oh, goodness, Lord. Let me say that again. I said there is no one way of being anything. We live in this cookie cutter society that says that you have to follow a particular mode and a way of being and a way of thinking and a way of living if you're going to be acceptable to the general public. But I'm here to tell you that is an absolute fat, juicy, greasy lie. There is no one way of being. You are a unique divine expression of the all of everything, and you get to determine and develop how you're going to be in this world, regardless of whether you may share a particular title. There is no one particular way of running a restaurant, no one particular way of running a business, no one particular way of being a minister, a prophet, evangelist, a pastor, a teacher, or a guru, or a life coach, or whatever you call yourself. There is no one particular way of doing it. You get to determine and develop your own unique way of being, and no one can say that it's right or wrong. You have to determine, is it right for me? Does it work for me? Is it producing the results that I desire? And if so, then excuse me, but to hell with what anybody else thinks about it, whether they like it or not, agree with it or not, whether it lines up with their particular religious dogma, ideology or not, really is of no consequence. The question is, does it work for you? Is it producing the results that you desire? Does it fulfill you? Are you comfortable with it? And then if so, you embrace it and you remain there and you continue to do what works for you until it doesn't. Let me say that again. I say you continue to do what works for you until it doesn't. And when it doesn't work any longer, you detach, you release, you let go, and you move on to the next thing in your evolutionary journey that happens to work at the dimension and the level that you have ascertained in your growing process. Are you understanding what I'm saying? You are not tied and tethered to any one way of being. You are not tied and tethered to any one method of existence. You are not tied and tethered to any one reality, but your reality can shift and change. Your paradigm shifts and changes as you shift and change. So as you go, so goes your life. As your mind goes, so goes your life. As your thoughts, words, and actions go, so goes your experience in this three-dimensional form that we call human. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Okay? So you be who you choose to be. And that means that you have to, there is a spiritual principle found in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17 that says, prove all things, hold fast to that which is good. Let me exegese for just a second. The word prove there means to experience, to try, to test. So it says to prove, that is experience, try, and test, trial and error, that you get to test whatever you desire. Try everything. It says, and then hold fast, that is to keep, hold on to, incorporate into your life those things which are good, that is, those things that serve your highest good, that work for you. So the text is essentially saying, try everything. Don't be limited by your religion. Don't be limited by your culture. Don't be limited by your environment. Don't be limited by what is familiar or what is common. Don't be limited by what is acceptable to society. Try everything, everything that interests you, everything that grabs your attention, everything you have a desire about, everything you are curious about. He says, try it all. Good gracious. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It paints a completely different picture of God than the one that's been given to you by church, that's filled with a whole bunch of do's and don'ts and thou shalt nots. God simply says, try whatever you desire. All things are lawful. Not everything is expedient. In other words, everything you're allowed to try, and then not everything is going to work for you. It's not expedient. So then you let go of what doesn't work for you and hold on to what does work for you. God is not sitting on some throne with a beard on and around his face and with some scepter in his hand, waiting to strike you down because you happen to do something that offended him and somehow hurt his feelings. Are you understanding what I'm saying? No, God is in you and through you and as you, and is divinely observing as you discover and develop a pattern of things that serve you, as you go about trying this and that and the other and exploring all of the possibilities and potential that are available to you, in you and around you, and then discover what works for you at the current level that you are at. He says, try it all. Try everything. Try it all. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Try it all. Your way of being, your way of thinking, your way of moving. Try everything, he says. Everything that strikes your curiosity. Try it if you desire to try it. God is not putting a prohibition on this, that, or the other thing. I know what the church folk told you. I know what grandmama and them said. I know what your culture says, that, you know, if you're black, you shouldn't do X, Y, and Z, and you don't, and we don't think like this, and we don't do this, that, and the other. Man, you are not restrained by the culture. Try whatever interests you. Ooh, goodness, I said it. You are not restrained by the culture, nor are you restrained by your religion or your environment or your family. Try anything that you desire. And when you find something that works for you, hold on to it. I don't care if it don't work for nobody else. It's working for you. Yeah, they may talk about you and they may pick at you and they may call you a sinner and they may label you and they may give you a title and say that you this and that you're that and you're not this and you're not that. All you need to say is, okay, fine, you can call me whatever you want, but one thing I am certain of, this works for me. And if it works for me, I'm going to keep on working it as long as it works. Y'all not saying nothing to me. I'm going to keep on working it, keep on doing it, keep on trying it, keep on being it, keep on saying it, because it keeps working for me. And the day that it stops working for me, I'll move on to the next thing. That's just an indicator that I have evolved to the next level. And now I need to find what works for me at this level. And then at the next level, and then at the next level. But every round will go higher and higher and higher. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you, those of you that are listening to me? Stop allowing yourself to be strapped in and restrained and encaged and imprisoned by what other people have decided didn't work for them, and so they've decided it won't work for you. Just because it didn't work for them doesn't mean that it won't work for you. And just because something works for you doesn't mean that it will work for the next. That's why you shouldn't try and impose. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Don't try and impose what works for you on everybody else. You can offer it, you can explain it, you can give them opportunity to access it, but leave space for the idea that even though it might be working perfectly for you, it may not fit them, it may not work for them, it may not advance them, and that's okay, because we are all unique, and there are things that are idiosyncratic to our individuation of the divinity of God in form. There are things that are idiosyncratic to who we are being and who we are becoming. And it's okay if all of that doesn't match up with the people around you. It'd be quite boring if we were all expected to be the exact same and the replica and duplicate of each other. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you today? It would be quite boring. It's okay. Are you understanding what I'm saying? And you keep, even in your relationships, you are looking for someone who seems, you say, on the same page or has the same vibe as you. That's not really what you mean. You want someone who agrees with you and who operates like you and who thinks like you. But listen, real maturity doesn't need to be surrounded by people that just think like they do. Real maturity and advancement is able to hold one thought in their mind while considering the thoughts and possibilities of others, and then recognizing, I'm going to choose these things because they work for me, without condemning and judging others who've chosen different things that work for them, and then finding a way to harmoniously blend it together like a synergy, like a system that is going to produce something that's beautiful and that will benefit every person that is involved. Are you understanding that covenant is an exchange for weaknesses for strengths? That where you are weak, I'm strong. Where I'm strong, you're weak. And we exchange those, compensating for each other, creating a synergistic flow of energy that produces a oneness that is powerful and unstoppable, that is an unstoppable force in the earth. Are you understanding what I'm saying? If we can agree on the outcome, we can have a different method as long as we agree on the outcome. Are you hearing? We don't want to rob anybody of their uniqueness. Man, how'd I get way over there? I haven't even gotten to my notes yet. And talking about the going to get your life, the universal pattern of success. Let me check the comments over here and see if I missed anything before I jump into the notes over here. Y'all writing, some of y'all at least writing up something over here. Okay. Thank you. I think Dita was just writing what I said. You are responsible to go get your life. If not, someone else will give you a version. That's right. You are the master of your own divinity. So stop living an accidental life that you've fallen into the expectation of the people who are around you. Okay? Yes, Sharon, people have taught that God is a man. God is not a man. God is not a, let me say it again, God is not a man. God is not a human. God is not a Christian. God is not a Buddhist. God is not a Hindu. God is not a Jew or a Taoist. God is not black. God is not white. God is not Asian. God is not Indian. God is not an American, nor European, nor is God African. God is spirit. When you begin to limit God and try and distill God down to one of those distinctions, you limit your experience of God to what you have accepted to be true of God. Lord have mercy, let me say that again. I say, when you try and distill God down to your particular distinction, whether it happens to be American or European or black or white or Christian or Muslim or Buddhist, then you limit your experience of the all of everything that is God to that limited view and perspective that you have about God. One of my favorite quotes from Tillich says, "The man that knows God does not outgrow God, but God causes him to outgrow his immature views of God, while God remains God in the mind of the growing person." Let me say it again. The man that knows God does not outgrow God. You never go beyond and become more expansive than God, because God is the expanse of all. It is the all of everything. But God causes him to outgrow his immature views of God. You start to recognize that God is bigger than my culture, bigger than my religion, bigger than my experiences, bigger than my environment, bigger than my conscious knowledge of the things that I know. Thus, God remains God while changing, evolving. My view and perspective of God begins to evolve and expand as I evolve and expand. I start to recognize that God is not only present in Christianity, but God is worshiped and present in Buddhism, in Taoism, in Islam, are you hearing what I'm saying? In Judaism, that in every religion they have a different perspective of the one and only and same God, the same all of everything. That naturists and even atheists and agnostics have a perspective on God or ultimate reality or ultimate force or divine mind that exists. And while they may call it by different names, it does not change the reality that it is God. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And so when you understand that, you begin to realize that religion that has been used to divide and separate us, if we distill it down to its core, its fundamental foundation, you will see it all leads back to God. And therefore, you're able to find some truth in every religion. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Some of them, in every religion, rather, there is some nuggets of truth. See, your truth may be what works for you and your truth, but then the truth is universal and does not change. It is true across the board in every perspective, every religion, every race, every culture, every reality. What is true is simply absolute. While it may not align with your truth at the particular moment and space that you are in, it is still true. It is from that perspective and from that understanding that we talk about these universal patterns of success, how you go about getting your life back. And so I decided to do it in this, use the method of reiteration in order to teach this particular lesson and to deal with this particular pattern and the principles involved. It is the principle of purpose, the principle of passion, purpose, progress, and prosperity. The principle of passion, purpose, progress, and prosperity. Man, I've already talked almost an hour. Great day. Have I really been talking that long already? Good googly moogly. Okay, I'm going to go through them quickly, and y'all just hang with me, and then I'll unpack it some more with the partners in the portal. And if you're not a partner, then you need to go ahead and become a partner so that you don't miss the unpacking that we're going to do in the portal. Because what I'm going to give you now is really just a brief overview. The pursuit of success is a universal aspiration. Everybody wants to experience success. That desire transcends cultural boundaries and spans across all time. While the definition of success may vary from person to person because everybody has their own idea of what success is for them, there exists a fundamental pattern that underlies the attainment of success in all of its forms. The pattern includes the integration of 4 key elements: passion, purpose, progress, and then prosperity. Drawing wisdom from all of the various spiritual texts and all of the various ideologies that exist, we can uncover the valuable insights and guidance on how to navigate this journey toward success. So let's define these 3 very generally, very quickly. Passion is defined as the intense enthusiasm or desire serving as the driving force behind our actions and our endeavors. Let me repeat that again. Passion is defined as the intense enthusiasm or desire that serves as the driving force behind our actions and endeavors. It ignites the spark of motivation within us, propelling us forward and with unwavering determination and commitment. In the Bhagavad Gita, a sacred text that many of the Hindus use, we see the example of Arjuna, whose passion for righteousness and duty fuels his resolve to fulfill his sacred obligations as a warrior. Similarly, in the Bible, we find the story of David, whose passion for serving God, a man after God's own heart, a man in pursuit of God's own heart. That's what that terminology means. A man who was in pursuit of God's own heart, and his people empowers him to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. We see another example of it in the Tao Te Ching. The Taoists have an emphasis on the importance of following one's own natural inclinations and passions, recognizing them as a pathway to fulfillment and to purpose. Catch that last piece. They believe that when you follow your intuitive, instinctive inclinations, your passions, they help you to recognize your pathway to fulfillment and to purpose, which brings us to purpose. Purpose is the original intent for a thing. Purpose is the reason. It is the why to the what. Purpose, on the other hand, provides us with the sense of direction and meaning for our life. It is rediscovering, and I say rediscovering because prior to your entrance into this three-dimensional existence, you were fully conscious and cognizant of your reason for choosing to enter this form at the place and time under the circumstances that you did. No soul enters this three-dimensional realm by accident. I know your mama and daddy may have told you that you were an accident, you were an oops, baby. You may have been an oops to them, but you were not an accident. No soul enters this three-dimensional realm of existence without choosing to enter after having co-created their existence in this earth with God. You chose before the foundations of the world that you would enter this three-dimensional plane at this particular time and space under the circumstances that you would enter, surrounded by the people, places, and things that you would be surrounded by, coming fully equipped, loaded and coated within your DNA and structure with everything necessary to fulfill a specific reason, a purpose, an intent for your coming into the earth. You begin to lose that purpose as you go through, after birth, you go through the maturation process, and you are influenced by all of these external stimuli, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, cousins, auntie, environment, culture, religion. They begin to influence you, and you lose sight of the original intent or the purpose that you came into the earth for being. I say you lose sight in saying that you are losing conscious awareness of why you chose to enter this three-dimensional plane. You don't lose your purpose. You lose conscious awareness of it. You intuitively know that you have a purpose, and that's why you have that feeling, that uneasiness in you that keeps telling you, I know that I'm meant for something greater than this. I can't put my finger on it, can't seem to pinpoint it, can't seem to say exactly, but I know that there's something in me that I just know that I know that my life is meant for something bigger and greater and more expansive than what I'm experiencing right now. Well, your passion begins to cut a pathway, a trail that will lead you to your purpose. Passion is inextricably tied to purpose. Let me say that again. Your passions, your inclinations, those things that are innate to you, that you seem to just have a proclivity for, your preferences are inextricably tied to your purpose. There are things that you are just innately good at. Nobody had to really teach you or train you, or even if they did, you only required a small amount of encouragement and instruction, and you just flourished in it. You were just naturally talented for it. You love it. You would do it. You desire it. You would wake up every morning and do it for free because you love it so more. You're so attached to it. That passion is cutting a pathway. It blazes a trail to your rediscovering, uncovering, revealing, unearthing your purpose. You have this treasure in an earthen vessel. That is your original intent, your purpose, your reason, your why that you entered into this three-dimensional realm is buried into this earthen vessel deep beneath all of those external influences. But your passions are like a flashing red neon sign trying to light the path that will lead you toward your purpose. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I know I'm abbreviating it, and as like I said, I'll discuss it more deeply in the partner portal. So if you want to get the more in-depth understanding, you need to become a partner. You need to go ahead and send that email right now to emerge. Let me put it back on screen. emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com so that you can discover the more in-depth understanding of what we're talking about. So your passion is connected, it's inextricably connected to your purpose and begins to reveal to you what your original intent or your reason, your why for entering this three-dimensional realm. The next step in this pattern is progress. Lord have mercy. This is where you have to start to put tool in hand. You have to start putting your shoulder to the grindstone, because progress is the fuel that propels us forward in our journey towards success. Progress involves continuous movement and improvement and growth and the achievement of milestones along the way. Progress is when you begin to build up momentum by following your passion and purpose, by remaining centered in your passion, embracing it, and focused and driven pulled by your purpose. Then progress begins to take place. I got a question along these lines. Progress, the enemy of progress, ladies and gentlemen, is procrastination. Let me say that again, that the enemy of progress is procrastinations. How many times have you thought about doing and have done nothing? How many times have you said, I know I need to, I'm going to, after a while, one of these days, eventually, and have done nothing? Procrastination is the enemy of progress. Oh, and procrastination disguised as effort is when you start and stop. Lord have mercy. Let me say it again. Procrastination disguised as progress is when you start and stop. Yeah, you start and you get the ball rolling, you get the wheel spinning, and then you walk away. And so as it continues to spin, it begins to lose its momentum. It continues to roll and it begins to lose its momentum. And eventually it slows and comes to a halt. And you are right back in the place that you were before. You've made no progress because you've not done what was necessary to keep the momentum going. You are a starter and a stopper. Ooh, who am I talking to this morning? I know that one right there hurt. I could feel it crunch your toes when it came flying out of my mouth, because you are a starter. You got a whole closet full of projects that you started and stopped. A book that you started and stopped. A business that you started and stopped. An idea that you started on and stopped. A business plan that you started and stopped. A savings, an investment that you started and stopped. So that you can, and the reason I say it's masquerading as progress, because you can always then say, well, at least I did this and I have started it. It's not that I'm not doing anything. I did this, yeah, but how long ago did you start? How much time has gone by? How many cobwebs have now gathered on that thing from the last time that you started? Y'all not gonna talk back to me now. Okay? Mark Twain said this: the secret of getting ahead is getting started, but the secret to getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks down into small, manageable pieces and then remaining consistent until each task is done. Are you understanding what I'm saying? You don't have to jump out there and try and tackle it all at once, but you do have to start. And you can just break it down into small, achievable goals. And then you begin to consistently go after each one of them one by one until they are complete. The enemy of progress is procrastination. I'm going to. After a while, one day, someday, eventually, but you are doing nothing. Are you hear what I'm saying? You can't just sit and dream. You got to do something. You got to get started. What's keeping you from starting right now? Come on, give me the excuse. Let me hear it. Go ahead and let me hear your excuse, because that's all it is. It's an excuse, an invalid reason for a lack of responsibility and a lack of accountability and a lack of doing. That's all it is. It's an excuse. Invalid reason for not doing what you know you ought to do, should do, and you are capable of doing. You're like the man sitting around the pool who says, I don't have nobody to help me when the water is trouble to put me in. You making excuses. You done had 38 years to kind of roll yourself down to the edge of the pool so that the next time it's trouble, you can fall over in the water. You done had 38 years to move as close to the edge of the water as you could possibly get, so that when the opportunity comes along, you're able to jump right in. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay. History often repeats itself, but opportunities rarely do. Did you catch what I just said? History often repeats itself, but opportunities rarely do. They come and then they're gone. They come and then they're gone. And you have to be ready so you don't have to get ready. Lord have mercy. Let me say that again. I know you've heard that before. You have to be ready so you don't have to get ready. You still sitting at home putting on your cleats. Everybody else is at the starting line and ready to run the race, and you still at home trying to put your cleats on and put on your uniform. You haven't even made it to the track yet. Procrastination. Or there you are at the starting line and you're in position and crouched like everyone else. The gun sounds and you take off, and then 5 steps into you decide, I got a Charlie horse. And so you stop. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I'm aggravated. It's not happening fast enough. It's not coming together fast enough. Somebody told me no. I thought that they were going to help me. They disappointed me. They took advantage of me. And so you stop. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So you've got passion. You've got to have purpose, passion that leads you to purpose, and then you have to start. You've got to begin to make progress. And then finally, when you tether and tie together, you string together your passion, your purpose, and your progress, it will ultimately produce prosperity. Prosperity, resources start to flow. Are you understanding me, ladies and gentlemen? Nobody's going to do for you until they see you doing for yourself. That is a biblical principle. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Not that it shall be given unto you and then you can give. Y'all didn't get that. Y'all didn't get that. Y'all didn't get that. Y'all didn't get that. Are you hearing what I'm saying? No. The principle is first you act, you give, and then it'll be given to you. You act, and then you cause a reaction. You step out and do, and then the universe and all of nature responds. You act, and then the kingdom comes into agreement with you and begins to respond positively to give you manifestation. Resources flow to those who are actively doing. You keep going to look for the resources instead of getting started. You're already out there trying to get somebody to invest in your business. What business? You ain't doing nothing. You want them to loan you money for the launch. You haven't done anything yet. You haven't proven that this is your passion and purpose. You haven't acted on anything. When you begin to act, you cause a chain reaction, and people are more willing to help and more willing to pour in and more willing to invest, and men will give into your bosom, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. But you have to be the catalyst. You have to initiate. You have to be the one who gives. And then it's given unto you, who acts, who moves, who takes an action, and things begin to happen. You know why nothing's happening? You're not doing anything. You ain't doing nothing. And I'm not talking about shouting and speaking in tongues and sweating and spitting and jumping over pews and falling out and rolling on the floor. Actively doing something that aligns with what is your dream and your vision, what it is that you are trying to manifest. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That's tantamount to a person saying, I'm just believing God for a job, but you're not putting in any applications. You're not getting a job just sitting at home hoping, wishing, and telling me I got faith to believe. You have to get out and apply yourself. Faith without works is dead, dormant, inactive, unproductive. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you this morning? What are you doing? I want to ask you again. What are you doing? Besides hoping and wishing, besides planning and strategizing, what are you doing? What are you actively doing every day? You give 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours to a job to make somebody else rich in order to fulfill their dream and their vision, and then come home and won't give 1 hour to yours. You don't deserve anything. That's right, I said it. I said it, and if I piss you off, good. Maybe it'll make you get up and do something. You don't deserve nothing. If you're not going to actively involve yourself in trying to manifest what it is that you desire, you don't deserve it. If all you're going to do is hope, dream, and wish, you don't deserve it. You have to be willing to go after it. You have to be willing to work for it. You have to be willing to invest your blood, sweat, and tears. There needs to be some sweat equity into what it is that you're trying to bring to pass. It's not abracadabra. It's not hocus pocus. It's not boom, it appears. It's work. Do y'all hear what I'm saying to you this morning? Man, I lost a whole lot of folk when I started talking about that work piece. But that's a fact, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be willing to apply the work. So, there was passion, purpose, progress, and then followed by that, those things will be followed by prosperity. Resources will flow to you effortlessly. Opportunities, connections, network will come to you effortlessly. You position yourself in the right places at the right time because you are progressively working toward bringing forward, bringing to pass that which you have desired. You'll find yourself walking into places and coming into the company of others who see your good works and then want to be a part of what you're doing. That is the universal pattern to success. I guarantee you, if you're not experiencing success in your life, all you got to do is check those 4 areas. I guarantee you that you're falling down in one or more of those areas. I guarantee that you are falling down in one or more of those areas. That is the universal pattern. It absolutely is. It 100% of the time works. 100% of the time. If you're not willing to invest in you, nobody else is going to. If you're not going to get past procrastination and starting and stopping and just build up some consistency and momentum in your efforts, nobody else is going to. If you're not passionate about it, then it's probably not your purpose. And if you're not passionate, no one else is going to be passionate. But when you become passionate about your purpose and you begin to make progressive steps toward fulfilling it, then the entire universe and nature and all of humanity will align itself with you to support what you're doing, to teach you, train you, and provide you with what you need to know and what you don't need to know, what you need to do and what you shouldn't do. Lessons that you can learn from, grow from, develop from, evolve from. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. Even listening to me, even those who are partners with Emerge, all of my teaching and instruction and guidance and prophesying won't mean jack if you don't follow the universal pattern and employ these spiritual practices and principles. I talk about giving all the time because you have to give what you desire to have. I talk about it all the time, especially in the portal. You got to give what you desire to have. And if you're not willing to give it, you don't deserve to have it. Ooh, that's hurt. That's hurtful right there. That one stung. I know it stung. But if you're not willing to give it, you don't deserve to have it. If you're not willing to provide it, you're not willing to do it, you don't deserve what you're dreaming for, what you're imagining, what you're envisioning. You don't deserve it. But the universe demands, the kingdom demands that you be the catalyst by giving what you desire, and then you shall have it. Give it. And watch you begin to have more and more of it because you give it. All right, I'm way over time by 21 minutes, 22 minutes, so I'm going to stop right there. Man, I know you were empowered, you were blessed by this. So I want to give you an opportunity to give, to get the ball rolling and start giving. Give to this platform that has blessed you and empowered you with this information. If you'd like to give and you're intentional about your giving, you can do so by using any of the means that you see on your screen right now. You can use our Cashapp, Zelle, PayPal, or Venmo and send whatever gift and whatever offering, whatever seed or sacrifice that you are going to make this morning, but do it right now while it is front and foremost in your mind. Don't hesitate, don't drag your foot, don't second guess it, don't question it, don't talk yourself out of it. Take the opportunity to get the momentum going toward the fulfillment of your passionate purpose by making this progressive step in giving. Give what you desire to have and watch you begin to receive more of it. I'm going to give you a few more moments to act right now. Go ahead and do it right now. Whatever your seed amount is going to be. Those of you who are partners, you know the numbers that we are working with, those numbers that were given to us that are the vibrational power and frequency that we're operating on throughout this year. Use those numbers in your seed and sacrifice in your giving. But those of you who are going to give, go ahead and do it right now. Do it quickly. I'm going to give you about 30 more seconds and then we're going to go. Do it right now. Those of you who remain, do it right now. 15 more seconds. Thank you very much for every person that has given and sown today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I pray that you were empowered and encouraged. If you want a more in-depth understanding that includes notes and other insights that you can have on this particular subject, I encourage you to come into the partner portal, become a partner with the Emerge movement today, where all of that kind of information is provided freely every single day. Thank you again for tuning in, and thank you for being so faithful. Thank you for being so attentive. I'll see you again next week. Have a great day.
Some of you are even afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
You've been listening to Apostle Isaac Miles, the disruptive innovator, a mentor, an author, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, and the founder and spiritual director at emergelec Life Enrichment Center. Please take a minute to subscribe, like, and share this page. If you'd like to become a partner, you can do so by emailing us at emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Again, that's emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Once again, thank you for watching.